Okay. We are discussing about this branches from the suprascapular upper trunk. In upper trunk, suprascapular nerve is there. It arises from the upper trunk into root values C5 and C6. It supplies to the supraspinatus and infraspinatus muscle. Supraspinatus muscle, its main function is it maintains the abduction from 0 to 15 degrees, and already it has mentioned, and from the 15 to 90 degrees abduction that is maintained by the fibers of the deltoid, which are mainly arising from the abdomen process, lateral border and abdomen process of the scapula, and overhead abduction, this one, overhead abduction, it is maintained by this serratus anterior muscle. But our part is here, and suprascapular nerve and disturbed, and what happens, and the 0 to 15 degrees is very difficult for the patient. And next, and infraspinatus, meaning the upper trunk and the suprascapular nerve, scapular nerve. It supplies to the supraspinatus muscle and infraspinatus muscle. So, and what happens? Supraspinatus muscle, it maintains the abduction from 0 to 15 degrees, and the infraspinatus muscle, its main function is there is the lateral rotation of the shoulder joint. Lateral rotation means this, the lateral rotation of the arm and the lateral rotation of the shoulders, and this function is maintained by the infraspinatus muscle. So infraspinatus muscle is present and below the spine of the scapula, and superior to that there is a origin of the supraspinatus muscle. And supraspinatus muscle, it helps in the abduction from 0 to 15, and the infraspinatus muscle, it helps in the lateral rotation, lateral of this arm and shoulder joint. So here about these two muscles. And another important point is that is regarding the Erb's point. This one is Erb's point. In this Erb's point, there is a union of the 6 nerve roots. The union of the 6 nerve root means there is a C5 and C6, and there is a supraspinatus muscle nerve, and there is a subclavius, nerve to the subclavius, anterior division of the upper trunk and the posterior division of the upper trunk. You see here, there is a C5 and C6 nerve roots, and suprascapular nerve, and the nerve to the subclavius, anterior division of the upper trunk and posterior division of the upper trunk, and this 6 nerve roots meeting point here, and that is called by the Erb's point. And about the Erb's point and Erb's paralysis, and we shall discuss later. And then these 2 branches, they are the suprascapular nerve and nerve to the subclavius. There is no branches to the medial and middle trunk. There is no branches to the lower trunk. And then in the divisions, there is no branches. The upper trunk divisions, the middle trunk divisions, and the lower trunk anterior and posterior divisions are the all trunks, and the lateral cord. The branches of the lateral cord already it is written here, and there is a lateral cutaneous nerve of the lateral pectoral nerve, and musculocutaneous nerve, and lateral root of the median nerve. Here the median nerve is formed by the medial root of the median nerve that is coming from the median cord of the brachial plexus. The lateral root of the median nerve that is coming from the lateral side and from the lateral cord of the brachial plexus. And meet together on the anterior surface. It forms a loop on the anterior surface, and study it continues as a median nerve. So first we have to discuss about the lateral pectoral nerve. So this lateral pectoral nerve, it is arising from the lateral cord of the brachial plexus, and it supplies the two muscles, and one is a pectoralis major and pectoralis minor. We are discussing about this one. Lateral pectoral nerve. So this lateral pectoral nerve, it is arising from the lateral cord of the brachial plexus. It supplies to the one muscle, that is a pectoralis major, and another one is a pectoralis minor. These two muscles are supplied by lateral pectoral nerve. Means the real nerve supply of the pectoralis major and pectoralis minor muscles are supplied by the two lateral pectoral nerve and then the medial pectoral nerve. But medial pectoral nerve, it is a branch of this median cord of the brachial plexus. Median cord of the brachial plexus, it gives the medial pectoral nerve. Medial pectoral nerve. So this medial pectoral nerve and the lateral pectoral nerve is a branch of the lateral cord, and medial pectoral nerve, it is a branch of the median cord. And these two nerves and meet together, they supplies to the pectoralis major and as well as the pectoralis minor. So here what happens? The lateral pectoral nerve after origin, and it is covered by the pectoralis major muscle, and in front of the pectoralis minor, and it runs and it supplies to the both muscles, pectoralis minor and pectoralis major. In a case of the disturbance, in a case of the lateral cord or otherwise, and the injury to the lateral pectoral nerve leads to what happens? There is a less nerve supply to the pectoralis major and pectoralis minor. In the pectoralis major, main function is adduction of the upper limb, adduction of the arm, and this is one function. And another function is medial rotation. So medial rotation, and it is mainly maintained by the pectoralis major. In a case of the involvement of the lateral pectoral nerve, and there is no proper adduction of the arm, and there is no proper medial rotation. The medial rotation, this is simple medial rotation. But in the medial rotation and the complete medial rotation and this one is a complete medial rotation. And it is a totally, and this humerus, head of the humerus completely rotates, and this is a medial rotation. And the medial rotation of the arm and the flexion, and these two movements are disturbed in a case of the lateral pectoral nerve, injury to the lateral pectoral nerve, and that one. And another, the pectoralis minor, there is a lateral pectoral nerve also it supplies to the pectoralis minor. So pectoralis minor with the help of the serratus anterior muscle, and it what happens, and the pushing movements, they draw the scapula forward, and when you're doing like this and pushing and like this, and in this movement what happens, and this scapula it is driving towards the anterior side, and that movement is maintained by the pectoralis minor with the help of the serratus anterior muscle. In serratus anterior muscle already I have mentioned about the pushing, punching movements and overhead abduction. These three movements maintained by the serratus anterior and narrow to the serratus anterior along thoracic nerve. And also, and drawing like this, and the depression of the scapula, this is a one movement, this is another movement. You keep your shoulders like this, and then this is another movement. The elevation of the shoulders maintained by the levator scapulae. The levator scapulae is supplied by the dorsal scapula in a cervical spondylosis. If every movement we have to separate, and every nerve, and which nerve is going to nerves, if they dysfunction at the level, and after that we have to physically, and we have to initiate that also. So pectoralis minor muscle, it helps in the driving the scapula. If the patient is not driving the scapula around this chest, what happens in that case? You suspect that, and there is a